Wait, yeah. Did you? Yeah. Oh, this. Yes, people, Silent Business, welcome back to another episode. Sam, acronym Streets are moving mad. It's getting very reckless out here. You get me? Yeah, and today we're here with two new guests and a previous guest we've had at the show. Hey, let me ask you a question. I think you know what I'm gonna ask. Have you found a different name yet?
Honestly, I found a different name, but the street, no one's ready for it, bro. No one's ready for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no one's ready for it yet. So for now, just KB or...
Yes! I roll with KB.
Do you know what it stands for? Do you know what it stands for?
Killer by Instincts.
Killy boy.
I work with that. I know you guys probably think I'm mad, innit?
Not really, no.
Okay, that's cool. Like, nah. Wait.
What?
Tell them what your ex name was, or shall I tell them what your ex name was?
You're really trying to bait man out in public, isn't it?
Nah, not really, man. It's just, you know, I'm just saying.
This was before anything came out. This was before anyone knew about nothing. It was Puff from like 2017, and then all the stuff came out. Just, yeah.
So what's the name?
It was Puff, but for now, just go by KB, like a little placeholder.
So you're saying what? He said Puff? Yeah, nah.
Bro, this was before anything came out. This was before I knew about all the stuff that he was doing. This was before I knew about the baby oil, the connection that he had, the amount of people that he...
Nah. I always mess with it when it comes to that, because honestly, as I said, when I was hanging with him for the first time, because I recently got to know him a few months back.
Okay.
And you know when you hang with somebody, but you're cool with them.
Yeah.
You're really cool with them, but you don't even know what their name is. And then we was hearing the podcast, and I asked everybody to introduce themselves, and then he said his name was Puff. And then I was carrying on with the podcast, and then it's like, hold up, what?
I thought he was going to say everyone paused, like, Puff, like.
Yeah.
He hit me, so obviously trying to get a different name for him, innit?
Yeah.
And
KB, yeah? Killy B.
Yeah, I rock with that. That sounds cold still,
Cool.
you hear me? But yeah, man, everybody introduce yourself. We're going to start with you.
I go by the name of Shaz. I'm an artist. I rap and sing.
I'm Danny. I'm a personal trainer and do a bit of music on the side as well.
All right.
I'm KB. I'm just doing my own thing, chilling. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man, people. I know you see the title of the video, and it's getting crazy out here in the dating scene, you know. But you know what it is? Before we get into the main action, we're gonna watch a video. We're gonna watch a video before that, because it literally came across me the other day. And I was like, this is kind of wild, but I want to know what you guys think. Mm-hmm. And then after watching that video, I'm gonna read a quick little 50-second intro, and then because the intro would make you understand the validity of why we're watching the videos, and then the back end. You understand?
Okay.
But yeah, man. Yeah, just get that thing ready, man. Get that thing ready.
On hold for a home.
Please say the name of the service you require. Speak clearly after the beep.
Homeless prevention.
Margaret Eristy has been doing this for 21 years.
Say cancel.
And how long have you been without a home?
21 years. So I've moved over 45 times in 21 years. This is bed and breakfast. This is temporary accommodation, hotels, and I've never been offered not one permanent accommodation. Never. Which I think is quite disgusting.
Margaret has 11 children. For the last 5 weeks, most of her family have been in this hotel. But today, they've been told to move out.
We have to take our belongings out of this room and put them on the street. But because there's a newborn baby, we can't stand on the street.
Do you know where you're going to sleep tonight?
No, I don't. I don't know where I'm going to sleep. We're just picking up from one place to another. My children have never had no education. They've never been able to sit an exam. I've got some talented children, and yet we can't find nowhere to have a stable life. It's unfair.
There is nobody available to take your call right now. Please call back at a later time. Goodbye.
Meanwhile, her calls to the council go unanswered.
Carl.
How does that make you feel? You try to make the call and there's no one there.
It's frustrating because that's what Newham Council do. And now I've just got to sit down here and keep calling, which means you're using out your credit, if you've got credit, you're using out your phone bill to call Newham Council because nobody can't be bothered to just pick up the phone. Homeless prevention.
The calls continued all afternoon. Tonight, the family remain all packed up and nowhere to go.
Yeah, man.
Boy.
You see right there, people. You guys watch the video. You get me? I'm gonna get some of your thoughts on this. But let me ask you a question. Margaret, 21 years in temporary accommodation, 11 children. You understand? And says she's not getting much help from Newham Council, so to speak. Do you think Margaret deserves, or women in Margaret's situation deserves help? Do you think she deserves to be rehoused?
Yeah, definitely. But I just think that the government or the council, they've let her get lost in the system because she's got so much kids. That's what I think that's happened. How can she be in a temporary accommodation in it for 21 years?
21 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you keep having kids on top of it. So I feel like they're kind of just leaving her out, if I'm honest, on purpose. Definitely, because they're seeing it like you're inflicting yourself, innit? The council normally help people. I've never heard of that case in my life. Do you know what I mean? Even people with 6 kids, max, I would say, call the councils. They still will make sure they house people, but that case is a bit crazy. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to see from just that video alone. There's got to be more to that story. Relative to everyone else getting homes, yeah, I think she should. There's going to be people that don't deserve it as much as her, but at the same time, there has to be some sort of accountability if you're going to be having that many kids. There's
Exactly.
Both parties have got to work with this, you know. I'm sure people that are better off situations than her are getting homed. So relatively, yeah, she should be in a better situation, but as I say, there has to be accountability somewhere.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. What say you, KB?
Honestly, in my opinion, in my humblest of opinion, it's
Get
a
that mic
failure.
closer as well,
It's a
yeah.
failure on both sides.
Yeah.
So the council has failed to do their duties, and she has failed to do her duties as a civilian, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think you should be going out there and having 10, 20 children and then expecting a handout. That's not really a good mindset to have to begin with. That shouldn't be what your mindset should be set on by default. Like, you should take accountability for the fact that you've had many children, yes, but the fact that the council has left her to just go to go from temporary housing to another temporary housing, from hotel to hostel to B&Bs, it's just ridiculous. The council's obviously failed, and I think there's a larger underlying issue as well, because if you look at all of the UK, there's a housing crisis everywhere. The issue is there's not enough homes. It's a supply and demand issue. If the supply is low, what happens to the demand? It shoots up.
Yeah.
And because now the demand is extremely high, because remember, there's barely any homes being built to begin with, no one has a home. More and more people are flooding into the UK. Barring immigration alone, illegal immigration alone, millions of people are coming to the UK. 1% of the population in the UK is immigrants. This year...
Illegal? Is that illegal?
Legal and illegal.
Okay.
Legal and illegal. 1%. So you're telling me that 99% of the UK are people that were here either through the EU or being birthed here or whatever, and now all of a sudden 1% is now immigrants. We're shipping in people now. What's going on? We're shipping in people when there's not enough houses to house everyone, not enough jobs to give everyone jobs, not enough money to go around. There's a resource scarcity going on. That's the massive underlying issue that everyone's ignoring and pretending it's okay. There's bigger issues that no one's really focusing on. That's where the problem starts, in my opinion. Yes, it is sad that the woman is, unhoused currently, and it is sad that the council is failing her. But if you want to solve this issue, it's not just about give her a house, go to the next one. No, build more houses. We have land. The reason why we can't build houses is because of stupid laws from a few decades ago, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, if I buy a plot of land, why can I not just do what I want with it?
No, it don't work like that here, innit?
And to be fully honest, the UK government has so much land to be building tall high-rise buildings and giving everyone affordable housing. I don't understand why they're not doing it. I don't understand why they're going out their way to make life miserable and make it hard to live in a country as great as this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But it's a crazy one, man. It's a sticky one. Obviously, when you deep it's very horrible, the situation that she's in. Understand? Obviously, you don't want for anybody, with children to be in a situation where they don't feel stable, they don't feel comfortable. You understand? They don't feel safe.
Of course. Well.
You understand? But when we look at the bigger picture, does anybody actually deserve anything?
Exactly, that's a good point.
You understand? And especially when it seems, because I'm going off the video, I'm not going off anything else. Especially when it seems a lot of it is self-inflicted. Like, because you're telling me, all right, cool, we can look past your first mate. We can, and I'm just pushing it. We can look past your first 1 or 2, maybe even pushing it, stretching it to 3 kids
100%.
when you're in temporary accommodation for the first few years. At what point did you think it was okay to keep having kids and not sure of your destination, not sure of any stability? And as she's pointing out, a couple of the kids are smart, quite clever, educated, skills that she probably wouldn't even fathom they would have. And you're telling me these kids are going to go under the radar because there's no real way of you helping them to nurture them talents, them skills. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It hit me. Obviously, like, the council does, in a sense, have a care of duty or whatever the case is. But before that, you have a duty of care to yourself.
100%.
It hit me.
From your third kid, if you're not housed, like, why would you keep having kids? It don't make no sense.
Like,
What does she think? They're going to give her a 10-bedroom yard
Yeah.
on the council estate?
What's disturbing is where are these kids while she's making kids? Like,
do you understand?
you know,
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
irresponsible on
It
her
is.
part, to be honest.
Honestly, barring her own personal issues that she's got going on, like, she, in my opinion, she shouldn't be having these kids. She shouldn't. And she shouldn't have gotten herself in this.
hold the mic closer to your mouth.
I don't know what happened. Off of the information I've been given, she shouldn't have been in this predicament to begin with. She should have had ways to be like, okay, if this happens, I have a backup plan. If this happens, if I have this, if this falls through, okay, I can go and do this. The fact that she didn't have those plans in place was a failure on her end, in my opinion. You have a duty to yourself as a human being to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, carry on.
It's no one's. Let me just wait for this brother to come back.
He said carry on, though. Come on.
It's no one's obligation, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, nobody
right.
needs to take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, nobody has a right to be taken care of, if that makes sense. Like, you're in this world, the only things you're given is life and you're guaranteed death. That's it.
exactly.
Those are the only two
100%.
things you're guaranteed in this life and death.
I think the system breeds people like this, though,
Yeah.
because they give in it. They give people. People know if they go on benefits, they're gonna get a house. They had
Yeah.
X amount of kids. They feel entitled to it.
Yeah.
So
And that's why
it's
you
the
also have a
system
lot of.
itself is
There's
kind
some
of.
Yeah,
presence
that's
for
what I've been
that.
saying.
Yeah,
The
they've
system
made
is
it
messed
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because there's more immigrants flooding in, more people are getting entitled like that.
Yeah.
Less houses are going around for everyone. Less money is going around for everyone. Less jobs are going around for everyone. The country is in a constant state of decline.
Yep.
People that were born in the UK, me and you,
Yeah.
the chances of us actually having children have gone down, you know. If you look at my grandfather, 7 kids. My Marge, 5. Me, 0. My sisters, less than 1. No one's having children nowadays because there's not enough resources or there's not enough opportunities to actually go out there and live your life.
I know a lot of people having kids still.
Listen, they're
That
stupid.
too,
bro, I'm
that
saying.
too. But a lot of people has been scared into having kids. You understand? Because one of the factors is, the rise in price. Energy costs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously now we've been programmed to think more individualistic.
As opposed to community based.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, it's not even say community,
What do
right?
you mean family?
But it's like even that. You understand? Like for instance, we got kids.
Yeah.
Our child now is 18. The other one is 17. They're going out to work. You understand? Why do we need to kick them out of the house so they can go hard and make it more difficult for themselves when it comes to rent and putting all the... No, you can stay here and build some money for the next how many years?
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? You understand? But people on this individual, you don't want to listen to me, it's my house, you can get out and fend hard for you. What?
Can I be real? I think not in a racist way, not in any sort of racist way whatsoever.
Talk.
But it also comes to a failure of the black community. Look at all these other communities. Look at the Arabs, for example.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Arabic brothers. Love them, right? If one of their brothers is absolutely effed, like they got no house, they got no money, they're rinsed out.
You have no mic decorum,
Oh,
blood.
sorry. Let's say one of their brothers is rinsed
You're gonna
out.
come on the table soon, you know. You have no mic decorum.
Let's say one of their brothers is rinsed out, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact they'll be like, hey, bro, can I chill at yours for a bit while I try to sort myself out? They got the community to fall back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the Asians, not in a racist way once again.
They stick
got
together.
their community they stick together. They build wealth together, they buy houses, they rent it out.
Yep.
They work as a unit, they move as one. But now if you turn and look at the black community that we have, once again in no racist way, where's the unity? Where's the cooperation? Where's the comms? We're not working as a team and we're always against each other. Like the way how we're represented in society as well is really messed up if you think about it. Because when I talk to my white friends, not in a rude way again, the only thing they really see us for is the gang stuff that they're hearing in music. That's what we're known for. They think of us as lower than because we're not really known for building businesses. We're not known for staying together. We're not known for not even fighting with each other. We can't even keep peace between ourselves. That's an issue. So you have three parties that have failed here in her scenario, in my opinion. She's failed as a human to provide for herself and make sure that she's set. Let's say she failed at that. Okay, leave that to one side. The council has also failed in providing her with permanent housing and making sure that she'll be fine in this system that they've placed her in. And the black community has also failed on her as well.
I don't see the council as failing, to be honest. So,
She's just got a left, man.
I
behind.
don't see
They're
the
like,
council as failing. I know it sounds
got
mad.
11 kids,
and,
mate.
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's not even the 11 kids. But obviously, I'm not saying it like that because that's a major factor as well. Let me tell you why the council hasn't failed in my eyes. Are we not hearing that she's got temporary accommodation for 21 years? If the council has failed you, why were you not on the street for 21 years? Why were you in temporary accommodation? They forked out how many thousands over a year's period, right? Just to house you.
It would have been cheaper to buy that one, yeah.
Just to house you. And guess what? You kept having more children.
Yeah.
So it's very, very selfish on her terms. And guess what? The black community didn't fail her. She failed herself.
Yeah,
You understand? Because we can see the direction of many women going this way, where it's like the independent mindset, they don't want to listen, and obviously the single parent household plays a major factor. You get me? When you ain't really got a man there for discipline and guidance, you understand? Like at a certain age, man and girl, they kind of do what they want. Mumsy can't really stop them. You understand? And then if they don't listen, guess what happens next? Get out my house.
Yeah.
Go fend for yourself. Go see how hard life is. You understand where I'm coming from? So you can say that, but at what point do people take accountability? Yeah, because as I said, we can
Shift the blame.
give her a pass for the first 1 and 2.
Exactly. What, 11, man. Come on.
And that's a steep, and that's me just pushing the first 1 and 2. You You understand? But 11, and then you expect everybody else to pick up your bullshit. And then now you come on social media begging for help and trying to spread your bullshit. You understand? As I said, I feel sorry for her in that position, and I wish she can get help. I wish she can get some stability. But
why have you been in temporary accommodation for so long?
and plus, she's got a newborn. Like, are you guys not listening? She's also got a newborn.
Yeah.
When are you going to stop pushing them out? So even if you got a stable household, accommodation, everything is, families thriving, what are you going to continue pushing them out? What are you pushing them out for? Which, and listen, I'm happy for you. You understand? Because at the end of the day, obviously, like we've fallen below, you know, the national birth rate. You understand? So now it's like 1.5 kid per household. You get me? So in a sense, if you're looking at it that way, she's kind of helping the situation.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand? But I'm just saying, be more mindful, and be accountable for the situation that you've also put yourself in, because you can't now bite the hand that fed you for 21 years.
That's true.
That's moving mad.
But I wasn't saying that the black community failed her. I'm saying the black community failed full stop. I'm not saying the black community had any sort of what's the word? Obligation, there we go. Any obligation to help her. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there should have been a community full stop there. Because I know if my mom says to me tomorrow, yo, you're gone, you're done, where am I going to go? There's no black houses that I can go to and rent. There's no black businesses I can go to and say,
you know, Elias got you for a few days, at least a week, fam. Come on, fam. Come on, fam.
But still, what I'm saying is, you go to the Chinaman shop, right? Once again, no racist way. He got a few shops around.
Bro, sorry, one sec. You don't need to be so unapologetic. We've already seen it.
No, I
you
know,
don't
I
mean
know,
what
I
you
know.
say.
But a lot of people are very sensitive nowadays.
Let
You can't
them
say,
bro, let them be sensitive. Be you.
But
let them be
you
sensitive.
go to the Chinese man shop, he has bare shops around. He has money flowing in. You go to the Indian man shops, he has bare shops around. He has money flowing in. Go to even the Arab man shop. You got, bro, they're set. Where's the black businesses? Other than a few patty places here and then, a few jerk chicken places, where are the black businesses? Where's the black supermarkets? Where's the black car dealerships?
Oh, pause there. I've got a black business.
Go on.
But you know the problem is,
I got a
it's
maintenance
like,
company.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
But no, that's all I wanted
You
to say.
see, one of the problem is, now I fully understand what you're saying, and I'm rock with what you're saying, right? But one of the problem is that in the black community, a lot of negativity gets highlighted. Like, a lot of the positives don't get highlighted. Like my girl said, she's got her own business.
I
The
agree.
beau-
Honestly, big ups for that. Honestly, big ups.
the beautiful black sisters that are feminine, whatever, literally go hard for their kids, go hard for the culture. You get me? And are trying to actually make a difference. They don't get highlighted.
And it's
You
really
get
sad.
me? They get pushed one side.
It is sad,
Only thing we get to see is the scatty ratchetness. You get me? And that is constantly in our views, whether they're
100%.
walking down the road.
And you got to wonder why that
get
narrative
me?
is always being pushed.
Why is the
You
media
get me?
portraying us like that is the question I have to ask now. Because if that's all we're seeing, then that's all you're going to be thinking. Even look at some of the conflicts that are happening. Because of how skewed the media views it, that's how you're going to view it now, unfortunately, whether you want to or not.
And you see, the problem is with that, right? I understand what you're saying and you're right, but guess what? If there was some kind of, as I said, guidance system in your household, preferably a man with good characteristics, a strong man, strong-minded, you understand, determined, disciplined, know where he's going,
Know
you
who he
understand?
is.
Then you can't come to him with certain things off of social media and say, oh, daddy, social media. What? Well, that's what social media said, but guess what? Daddy says this. So I guess, like, social media lost, innit? But mommy said this. Well, daddy said this. I guess mommy lost too. Well, granddaddy. Well, okay, cool. I guess we can let grandmommy and granddaddy slide. But still, I get final say. You understand? Because let's be honest. It's not saying women are so easy manipulated, but they're more easier to manipulate than men are. You understand? When it comes to world affairs. You understand? When it comes to, like, for instance, let me show you.
Statistically, innit? I
Like,
think as well.
let me show you. The past presidential election, right? And I'm talking in America. Trump and
And Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Brother, look at our community. Our community were based in their votes on, she's a black woman. A black woman that wants to send you to destruction, but she's a black woman. Other people on the other side, it's like, yeah, we would rock with Camilla if she actually had a good foundation, a good base of what she's actually talking about, and a good plan of what she had for the country moving forward. But we have heard nothing about that. Or, you get me? And then she gets caught up with all the lies. But even though all that information is coming out to the black community, they're still, she's a black woman, could be the first black president. We have, based on what? Emotions and feelings, easily manipulated and swayed. This is the problem with our community. We want it so bad that we can easily be manipulated like that. And it happens every time. Even with BLM, Black Lives Matter, same thing. It happens every time. And we need to stop being so reactive. We need to stop being so reactive and listen to information. You understand? Yeah, because what it is, if you don't understand something, like this scenario, you're not really going to go to a woman. You're going to come to me or Spartan or one of the man and be like, yeah, bro, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, because we can explain to you or show you how to get out of it and potentially actually help you put in the work. You understand? Yeah, me go to them with some feeling based, it's going to be all right. It could, what kind of advert? What? There's a situation I physically need to get out of. I can't hear it's going to be all right, it's going to be okay. I need that stern talking to, and I need some directions, and I might need some help from you. I'm just saying, you get me? That's the thing with black people, bro. They're in some victim mindset, and they like to go off of too much of this feelings and emotions. And again, it all comes from the single parent household because there ain't no dad there to tell them, man, bro, get up, man, what are you crying for? You get me?
There's no balance. Yeah.
He wouldn't be so tough on his daughter, but still at times he's gonna be very tough on his daughter. I understand, because he really doesn't want his daughter to grow up like how he knows a lot of women can be.
I'll be real. I think having a father in the household is very important, like extremely important. One thing that all those examples that I gave earlier had in common, there's always a father at the head of the household, always. I've never, not to say that there isn't a few exceptions here and there, but I've never met an Asian person, an Arabic person, an African, even Africans, that doesn't have a father at the head of the household. Look at us now. Where do we have a man at the head?
We don't.
We essentially demonize the whole prospect of having a father as the head of the household in the black community, because of the way how the whole narrative was pushed towards us. That's just skewed our view on it completely and made us not want to even entertain that idea.
Bro, to me, I see it a way where we're baby machines to our black counterpart, and the state is basically their daddy. You understand? The child's father. You understand? Because don't forget, like, we can't physically do this woman nothing. If I get her pregnant, she wants to give birth, she can give birth without my say or not. You get me? If I want to keep the child, she can get rid of it without my say or not. Because guess what? She's got the backing of the state. The state is their man. You understand? We're just there. We're basically just the breeders. You understand? And yeah, let me fork out, because the state's going to hold me accountable if they find out, and I must, or if it's not the state, it's going to be friends and family trying to hold me accountable. I must take care of my youth. You understand where I'm coming from? So either which way, like, the state's their man, blood. You hear me?
I hear that.
I mean, I think that's one way of looking at it, because there is a lot of deadbeats in the black community as well. There's a lot of guys that are not men, and they're not doing what they need to do. So some women have to go and look to the state. Do you get me? It's not always they're just going and searching.
Have you
for
ever?
that.
But you know what's mad? You see, and let me show you another stat, right? There's stats showing, like, black fathers, and I'm not making this a race thing, right? Black fathers are the most involved in their children's life. So this social media narrative about deadbeat dads and whatnot, nah, this is bullshit.
I wouldn't say that's a social media narrative. It's just from what I've seen.
And again, like we was talking about when he was talking about, oh, where's all the black businesses, and you understand it, what gets pushed to the forefront.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand where I'm coming from? So now they even using our women to demonize us. You understand how the game is being played? They're even using our women to demonize us.
I think I have a good theory here. You heard of the expression bend the tree while it's young, right? If you bend the tree in the way that you want it while it's still a young sapling, it will grow up into the exact shape that you wanted it to be.
Facts.
Because we're not molding our young men to becoming honorable, respectable men that can then father children who will then, you know, also become men. Remember, they've cut off that line. They've cut off the production line. So there's no men who are coming out to raise children, start a family and lead the black community. There's none of them. And because there's
they are. They are.
Where?
They are.
Where?
Are you not one of them?
No.
It's a minority, innit?
Am I not one of them? I know many men that are one of these fathers you're talking about, but again, it comes down to choice, innit? Like, because guess what? I can't, like, there's no women out here, I can take their vagina from them. It's illegal. There's no woman out here I can take their vagina from them. They have to willingly open their legs to what man they choose.
Also,
You understand? They have to willingly allow and keep the child of the man that they choose to boss up inside of them. Do you understand? So we can't now talk about the man this and that. No. We cannot take, because a man's gonna hunt. He's always gonna hunt. We chase, we do the chasing, even though people on social media, don't chase. Bro, we always chase. Even if you do it subtly or slyly, we always chase. It's always gonna happen. It's never gonna stop. It's for them to choose what man you want to explode, ejaculate up inside you and reproduce with. You understand? And
That's a good point.
Guess what? That man's got 2-3 kids. But you know he looks after his 2-3 kids. They don't want for nothing. They're good. Why don't you ain't got no kids? You know he's going to be a good dad. So why don't you go have a child with that man instead of that man that you're unsure of that potentially he might fail to. You understand? Potentially he might also run away. You know this. So why not choose the secure option, but then you're trying to play games and you're trying to mold a man into what you think you want him to be. But when he don't measure up and meet the standards, you get disgruntled and you get unhappy, and then you have to thread now and break up the whole family dynamics. And now that kid has to suffer and you have to suffer a little bit too. What?
I think
a lot of it is choices, I'm telling you.
I think the westernized black women just don't appreciate what value a black man has to bring to a family. I think that's what it is. The narrative has been pushed so much where they don't even acknowledge the fact that having a black man in the household does good. And I think that's also that's also chalked down to ignorance as well. You have to chalk it down to that as well, because
I mean, look at the system-wise. If a woman has a baby, she gets a house. She's not going to get funded by the government if the man lives in the house with her. So that whole setup
so she's
and design
incentivized to go and have
is
children
already in
and be a
place to kind of separate us as well. So again, like what you're saying, a lot of women they do have that ideology, like, let me go and sponge off the system. The system is their man, like what you were saying. They know how it works, but that's kind of the bigger picture to it. You get me? So then that kind of pushes that narrative even more, and then that becomes everyone's reality. Let me get a council place, and then I'll get funded by the government. Forget about the guy being there, and then the rest is history.
It just spins off from there.
Exactly, and it's like a pattern now. There's so much people that I've grown up with that's kind of followed suit to their mum, and they got a council place, they got pregnant young. I've seen that all. I didn't choose that route myself, but that's what you see.
I'm very happy that you haven't chosen that route as well, genuinely. Like, it's very hard to break a cycle once it's been put into motion. And this cycle that the black community is currently in, it's going to take a massive effort from everyone to actually stop it and put a new cycle into motion where we're the ones that are prospering from it.
But you know what's mad? Let's take it away from the black community for a sec. Because right now, it's all communities that are moving mad.
For real.
You understand? Yeah, just like how black women are moving mad, the white women, the Chinese women, the Indian women, they're all moving mad.
Because there's a bigger influence.
You understand where I'm coming from? And as I said, once the state's their man, what power has the man got? Because don't forget, the new power The old power used to be physicality. You understand? Your tribe, your crew, what you can build, hoard gold. You get me? Proper combat skills. You're a man, so you get the right of passage. Choose your woman. Have your family. Now the power mechanism is money.
It is. No matter who you are.
If you can find a way to keep the cash flowing, then
Like, do you understand? And guess what? The state gives women what?
Money.
Opportunities to a lot of money. Whether predominantly sold off of sex, the state provides the women with opportunities to a lot of money. And a lot of that comes at the cost of men. You understand where I'm coming
there's still
from?
a very big inequality as well.
Nah, I don't get it twisted. Like, men don't do it to themselves.
No,
too.
I know.
Like, I'm not trying to just say, women are
No, I
moving
know,
mad.
I know.
These-
Men,
like,
no,
these
there's a
men
lot
are
of
moving
brothers I
mad
know
too.
that are moving mad as well, bro. Like, listen, I'm not trying to bait no one out, but long and short, a guy I knew moved in with his girlfriend after knowing her for 6 months, bro. Yeah.
Maybe needed somewhere to live, blood.
Yeah, but the bear people do
Bro.
Bear man do that, bro, because they need somewhere
that.
to
They
live.
just
You get
shoot
me?
up with a
And
gal, innit?
Obviously, they've grown up with a mindset, I've got to move out of momsy's house. So obviously,
They're
this
gonna
is
move in
my
with the gal.
girlfriend. You get an opportunity, then you go move in with gal, but then you don't really understand the dynamics of living
With a woman.
with a woman outside of your mom and your sisters
100%.
and your
It's a
aunties
different
and that.
ball game.
It's a whole different ball game.
But not to try and veer this conversation off of
No,
where
no,
it
no,
originally
go on.
was, I think there's a massive inequality, especially towards men and black men. Men in general, because look at the statistics surrounding us, right?
Well, you have to say men in general. The reason why I say that, listen, you see the separation. This is what they want. This is what the powers that be want.
Divide
No,
and
I know,
conquer.
no. I'm
For
gonna
us
get
to
to.
believe that there's a separation.
I'm not
but right
separate-
now,
I'm
all
separating
men
it for a
are
reason.
going through the same bullshit.
I know. I'm getting to that. I'm getting
Oh,
to that.
my bad. Okay,
alright.
cool.
All of us, right? We're more likely to kill
Got triggered,
ourselves. We're more likely to be homeless.
Yeah.
More likely to be jobless.
Facts.
Anything that is happening to women happens to us tenfold. Not to say that you guys don't go through anything. I'm not saying that whatsoever.
No,
But
you're just making
we're
your
more,
points.
yeah. We're more likely to die from suicide.
Yeah.
We're more likely to suffer from mental health issues and not talk about it.
True.
There's
Yeah, yeah.
more mental health services out there for women alone than for
men, it's true.
men and everyone else. Does that not seem like inequality to you? Is that not literally the definition of inequality, sorry. There's supposed to be equal opportunities for both people to get the help that they may need, equal opportunities to get a job that they may want, to gain skills that they may want, but there isn't.
Society's afraid of the black man, though, as well.
Not even afraid of the black
Let's
man.
be
Society
honest.
has demonized men. Look at how they treat us, bro. Genuinely, look at how they treat us.
Yeah, but like, okay, let me say this, right? If I was running a society, and I know, say, the men are basically the fruit of rebellion, I'm gonna need to quell this fruit of rebellion somehow for years to come,
Simmer
so I
them
can
down.
control the whole thing. You understand?
Exactly.
So I'm gonna gear, and if I can use whatever I can, especially what they love most against them, just to keep them calm, i.e. their children, i.e. their sperm, i.e. their woman, I'm going to use it.
I can't lie, you're deep in the matrix. I rate that, bro.
So you have to understand how the game is played. And as I said, as a man, if you know the game is set up this way now, how are you going to move?
I'll go against it in every
You
way that I
understand?
can. Yeah.
Because let me show you what it is. No offense, but the weak and the woman, why would they give up power to the strong? They've so-called just got power. They will fight tooth and nail to keep that. Why would they give it up?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You get me? And I'm not saying, man don't need women or women. Nah, we need each other. You understand? We need each other, but for different purposes. And if we're honest about what we actually need each other for, I think a lot of this would work a lot more smooth. You get me?
There's a lot of breakdown in communication.
That too.
Like, there's a lot.
Talking to the mic. Yeah.
One of the things that me and my ex we discovered when we was intoxicated, we was thinking about things and we was like, right, if you have 5,000 feelings and I have 5,000, 4,000, and we have one word to describe that feeling at night. So you might be feeling jealous.
Yeah.
Now I only know what jealous means by a word.
Yeah.
And your feeling of it is different to my feeling of it. So all we ever do is what's the word I can think of? I can't think of the word. When we're not. I can't even think of the word. I'm really.
Go on.
Oh, good.
Start again.
I can't even think of the word. No, that's really annoying.
Nah, it's cool, man. You get me. Or is it you like what? Her being toxic?
No, so all you ever do is really you're not talking.
You're not understanding,
Yeah,
basically.
you're not
each other.
understanding. Yeah.
It's like you're basically trying to say that.
Sorry, the word is summarise. All you ever do when you talk is summarise. Sorry, I can't believe it took me ages to remember that. So you're talking about something, and I'm relating to what you're talking about by a word, the English word that I know of.
Yeah.
So all we ever do is just summarising how we feel. So I never know truly how you feel about something, and I'm not in you. So you have to be very clear about what you say and how you say it when you're talking to someone, in order for things to move forward. Because if you say one word off,
it could blow it all up.
it could literally the whole thing could. Yeah,
I think that is really important as well. What he said.
Sorry, it took me ages to.
No,
That's
it's okay.
calm,
It's okay.
calm.
Don't worry.
I like that.
But what you said really resonated with me as well, because even me and my partner, we've had a few discussions recently, and there's always been a disconnect with when we're talking to each other. Like with me, because I just like to cut out all the BS and just get straight to the point. I'm not used to her dancing around the point to get to the point and explaining herself in extreme detail to that extent. So to me, I'm thinking, oh, it's just noise, but for her, it's something really important. And that's also something I need to learn to do better as a man, is to listen to my partner and actually take in what she's saying and to try and understand her better. Because the whole point of the relationship is to have a mutual understanding of each other.
That's it.
So you can work together and collaborate. And what you said actually helped me to understand that a little bit better and helped to open my eyes a little bit. That I only just had an epiphany with that right now.
Something that happens with women is sometimes we talk in general. A man will say what he means and what he feels, and a woman, because of the way a woman operates, will think, "Did he really mean that?" and go around it. And a woman will say, won't say how she feels, but she'll say, she won't exactly say how she feels. So we don't know how you feel. She's not being direct.
Yeah.
So we're expected to read. We're expected to know what you're feeling. Cause
A lot of the time, I think people just talk to just get their point across, but not to actually understand. You know what I mean?
No. You're right in what you say, but there's something missing called comprehension.
That's it.
People
don't
understand,
Yeah.
but they don't comprehend. Like
They
you
don't
can
take it on
understand
board.
what I'm telling you, but do you know what needs to be done?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
hear me?
Yeah, that's what happened.
They don't really weigh it up in their mind. They don't really go back and sit there and think, you know what? This person's right. Hear me?
100%.
Next time I meet him, let's break it down, have a conversation, communicate, whatever. Yeah, but people are moving mad now these days, man.
Trust me.
I said that, that lady was a bit different. But yeah, let me go read my little thing. And then after you drop in with oh, you got that lined up and ready? That's what I'm saying, bro. I wish we had a camera on red people, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish we had a camera on red people. I'm just as bad as these guys, sorry. I'm trying to give microphone lessons and I'm terrible. Yeah, man. Nah, people. Honestly, I'm loving this conversation. This is good shit. Alright, people. Unrealistic dating standards. Let's get with it. Allow my reading. I'm not too great. Listen, I read this, but I didn't really go over it, so just allow me right now. In today's rapidly evolving dating landscape, unrealistic dating standards are increasingly shaping perceptions of love and attraction. These expectations can lead to dissatisfaction in both single individuals and those in committed relationships. Over the next 5 to 10 years, the impact of these standards may become more pronounced, driven by social media portrayals and digital platforms that highlight superficial connections over meaningless or meaningful interactions. Studies have shown that individuals grappling with unrealistic dating expectations often experience high levels of anxiety, relationship dissatisfaction, as people strive for unattainable ideals. They risk facing loneliness, increased pressure, and a diminished sense of self-worth, impacting their mental health and rational fulfillment. In recognition the harm of these superficial standards, we must advocate for deeper connections founded on authenticity, logical and emotional understandings, right? And I read it off because I think it's very important for you to understand that for the videos that's going to be shown. And then after we'll break down on the back end. All right? You get me? So you ready, my G? I got you, bro. I got you.
Can we just enjoy today? Like, why are you acting like that? Please don't.
Why you got fake roses? Like,
Just to sweep up on the trash. I don't like the candle. That's a fire hazard. Like, be for real.
Walk down the path of the candle.
You acting like this is the day that we get married or something.
This
Like,
ring?
why you? Bro, what is you?
What's in this? Is this a ring?
Yes. Why don't you just open the stuff instead
Oh, you
Bro, what
did
is-
nothing right. What is this?
But what are you talking about? You about to make me mad.
You wrote like 2 words on this. Oh, you don't love me.
I took my time to do this for
You
you.
don't love me.
How you?
What time did you take? You didn't even put the chocolate on the straw.
Because you like to do that, so I thought that could be a fun activity for us to do.
You got fat. Like most things you got is food. What is this? It's like you didn't even wash these.
Yes, what are you talking about? They're fresh. Yes, eat. But why are you acting like that? You so ungrateful, Yas. And at this point, it's getting on my nerves.
Like Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday, and what is all this
Bro.
garbage? And there's no ring. You got me all this garbage and no ring.
I'm
Like
getting
what
tired of
is this? You want me to wear this?
At this point, I don't care, bro. You ain't gotta do nothing. Over
I
with,
didn't get
bro.
to take a picture.
I don't care, bro. Fuck your picture, bro. At this point, it's over with. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's it.
Yeah, damn. Switch. Damn. Like, yeah, get the next video ready. No, it's cool. Like, get the next one ready. Yo, people.
This is today.
You do.
I'm the founder and CEO of Smartly Technologies. One of the best inventions that we've done is the Smart Business Card. That's basically you tap somebody's phone, all the information comes into it right off bat in seconds. We also do services on Instagram and TikTok.
I'm 46.
I am 52 and I'm 40.
42.
40. And 43. I just turned 43.
Why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped my balloon because he's not my type. I don't like the haircut. It's kind of not my thing.
Kind of cliche. It's a little sad, but only because of the shoes. Like, I like the signature, obviously, but it was like the shoes kind of threw me. Like
Really?
moon boots.
Gucci?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that it was Gucci. It was more that it was just shoes. I like the shirt. I like the fit, but
You just don't like the shoes.
Yeah.
I understand that.
You think they're too like bulky? Or?
Yeah.
Why did you end up popping your balloon?
I don't have a physical attraction for him, so I don't like faking the funk, so.
Got it. Okay, and what is it? I popped my balloon because I don't want to seem vain, but I'm not attracted to him at all. And for me, attraction comes first. Otherwise, it's kind of like a shutdown.
For me, it's mainly the height. Like, I like someone that I can look up to.
47.
Yeah, man. Turn up the mics a little bit.
All right, yeah, from the production here. No, that's crazy. Let me get this from the production. So,
Switch cameras over here, innit? Yeah, good.
I'll read some of the comments, guys, because that's crazy. Do women understand that you can change shoes, right? You can actually change shoes.
Yeah, for real though. Like, hold up for 1 sec, right? Like, turn this main thing down a little bit by the main volume over there.
Yeah.
This one. Is it that one or the headphone volume? It's the headphone volume. Isn't it?
No, that has to be switched up.
Okay. Yeah, like, you know what's mad about that, right? When you're listening to it, what did you guys hear?
What do you mean? From the girls, like?
Yeah.
That second video.
Yeah.
I just low IQ, like, and some people it's not that deep, really. I've never ever been brought up that way to even think like that.
Yeah.
When I was very young, I remember a girl saying that she went to a concert and saw this guy on the stage with guitar. She said, "I've never seen a guy in just a plain white T-shirt rock so good. His aura was everything," and I think personality, aura, everything comes before.
It wins, isn't it? 100%.
Material things. So for me, it's very relate.
The women are just shallow, man.
Yeah.
Everything was exterior based, innit? But I mean, that's what the questions that they're asking, innit? Really?
Yeah.
It's mad.
And I think people think they want certain things, but don't realise. Like for myself, I'm a short guy. So you see that my height online. I meet girls a lot taller than me outside. They don't actually think they don't know. They meet you and they're like, yeah, I like you, but then they got a list of things they want. I couldn't give you a list of things I want on a girl. I know I want the basics, the honesty, the loyalty, the real. That should come standard though. But I'm not gonna anything outside of that. I'm not gonna say higher weight. I'm like, if you're good, you're good.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like these women past 40. They're still entitled to what I don't know. Like, this man's 47. See, obviously, apart from, as they said, the physical attraction outside of that, but that's one component.
Yeah.
That's one component. Outside of the physical attraction, he sounds like he's got more or less everything else that you're asking for.
You seem like he got it together.
Yeah.
He can also change his
Man's
shoes.
even working with Instagram and TikTok and that.
Yeah.
With the digital money platform, his invention. Like, are we moving mad out here?
The social media, man, I think it's just shaping people's mindsets, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially women.
I think it's also making women, not in a rude way, right? I'm just saying this so no one can come back and look at this video without any context and say I'm a misogynistic, racist, homophobe. You feel me?
Yeah, but
even if they do, they won't look at this. They won't look at this footage, but it's just proof. It's just proof. Yeah, little disclaimer. These women are rating themselves way too high. I'm sorry. I know, like, I'm a solid 5, a solid 4 in the dating world. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm a solid 5'4".
And that's
right?
just you being
That's
nice
me
to
being
yourself.
nice to myself. I'm not even trying to say, oh, I'm this. No, realistically, I don't have my license. I don't have a business. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I'm not established enough for me to say anything above a 5 in terms of look, and that's it. These women are rating themselves way too high. They don't have businesses. They don't have houses. They have some long pum-pum with 5 different kids from 5 different other men. But other than that, what makes you think that you even come close to a 3? I'm sorry. Like, if you're not bringing anything to the table, if you're not being... If you can't... what's the word?
Bring the mic closer.
Oh, sorry. If you can't entertain me both intellectually and physically, what do you bring to the table?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What would you want a girl to entertain you more with, physically or intellectually?
Intellectually. I'd rather have a nice...
Because mainly you're going to get one out of the two.
I know. But I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have a woman who I'm attracted to, both physically, who I can also have a really deep and intellectual conversation with. Like, I want to be able to talk to you about topics that I really think heavily on. Or I might want to be able to go out and do something that I really wanted to do, but didn't want to do myself. I want to go out there and make memories with you. I want to have a connection with someone. The whole point of dating and having a woman and finding one is to build a connection. If I'm going to go out with someone who I already know is a narcissistic, egotistical fuck, why am I going to waste my time?
How long can you build that connection for?
Months.
Because
It can be months. Sometimes it can be years.
It can evolve.
Literally, it can evolve as well. Sometimes you might go from hating each other to loving each other, and then back to hating. And bro,
I get that, because what I'm trying to get you, what I've noticed nowadays is, right, you see, back in the day, love that people used to talk about, that's back in the day, love. You understand?
Nowadays,
then people had something to fight for, and also the men them felt wanted, they felt needed at the time.
Right
This is
now-
today, love.
Yeah.
So now you have to weigh up how much years is practical for me with this so-called woman that claims, say, I adore and I love. Because you have to think now, right? When you meet her and you chatting up this woman, or this female or whoever, she gains the leverage. You understand? Then when you clap the cheek, you regain the leverage. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And then now you're in a relationship, bang, bang, you're still on your game, you still got the leverage. You get me? Maybe you get married. You just gave her the leverage back.
So just
and
get to
then
the
now, and then now you have a child with this woman. She got full leverage. Do you understand?
so don't have
now,
babies
so
and
now,
just clap cheeks.
so now, her manipulation game that she's been running on you is full. Cause guess what? She can almost have you like a puppet at this point and do it almost ever she wants you to do. You understand? Because you just willingly just gave it up without having to actually putting in real work for that. So that's all I'm saying.
That's
You get
also
me?
what I mean by a woman who I can talk to on levels and do things.
Nah,
with on levels.
bro, no, bro. This is what I'm telling you. You guys need to be smart. You guys know women. Danny, you know women. You know how women can chat a good game and spin a good game, and then later on down the line, it's just the same shit
Bro,
all
no, I'm
over
talking
again.
about one that can talk her talk and walk her walk at the same time.
I
One
hear
that's
that,
not.
I hear that. But guess what? What position are you in to get one of them gal? But I'll give it to you. You're still a young Donny, so you got time.
got
You
time.
got time.
I'm
I'll
gonna-
give
I'm
it to
gonna
you
go
on
out
that
there,
one. You're
try
still a
build a
young Donny. You
business,
got
try get
time.
my stuff
But all I'm
patterned, yeah.
saying, do not be fooled by the sweet words and the sweet visceral insides of a woman. Do not be fooled by that, because a lot of men get fooled by that and throw away their life, throw away their future, and then they complain about, oh, this ratchet woman, this baby mother won't let me see my pickney. No,
Abiru,
you
that's your
were
own
ratchet
fault,
too,
yeah.
because guess what? You allowed yourself to be fooled by that. You knew she was ratchet before you impregnated her. So now why are you complaining? You understand? Because men are going to clap down cheeks anyway. But I'm just saying, be careful of the position you put yourself in, because I don't want to be hearing no complaining later.
But that's what I mean, bro. I need me a girl that I can chat to on levels. Someone who I...
Nah, I agree with that.
No, but
I
someone
agree
who,
with that.
who has someone to rep for them. So if I know this guy for a few years time, I've known him for 5 years, I can trust him, we've been through thick and thin, we've had arguments and whatnot, and he tells me about this gal. Yeah, let me tell you about this girl. If like me and her, we started talking, let me tell you about this gal is this and this. If he tells me to stay away from her, I'm going to take his word for it, because I've known this guy for time. He's reps this gal. He's saying, yo, bro, this is not the one. I'm dipping. But if he comes to me and says, yeah, I've known her for a while, she's a good girl, she spends her time volunteering at this community center, she goes and does this sometimes.
It's
She
not
has it.
always going to be like that.
I know, but if I
What's
have some...
intellectual to you? What's intellectual to you?
Someone who is actually smart and puts their intellect to good use.
All right.
Like, for me,
That just sounds like a combative woman to me, bro.
A combative woman.
An educated, intellectual woman always comes across as a combative woman, because she always
So a
feels
woman
she
that
knows
does-
better than
No,
you.
no, no.
So even when you as a man think you can lead and she feels she knows better than you, she ain't going to take your standing and she ain't going to take your telling. Do you understand? And another thing, I get that you're young as well. How much men out there qualify for such a woman, and how much man out there will be able to attain such a woman?
Realistically?
Realistically.
I say like...
So let's operate on a realistic standpoint instead of a utopic view of how we think or want the world to be. You understand? Like, we're being realistic to what the hell is out there, my G. You get me? And your game is to go out there and acquire the resources. Nothing has changed from since primordial time. The man goes out and hunt. Now, you go out there and get the resources in the civilized world. You understand where I'm coming from? And her job is to do what?
Sit there and...
No. Manipulate you into handing over those
I
resources.
was about to say sit down and absorb.
Not
those
all women.
resources. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Not my one.
Brother,
My one is.
Some women get their own money.
Guess what? They get their own money, but what happens? They're still not getting with no broke man. Why don't you want to get with no broke man and you got your own money? Because you're trying to utilize that other man's money in the future. That's how the game is played. So no matter how a woman talk about she have her own money, get with broke man then. Get with good broke men. But you're not going to do that. Why? Because you want to utilize that man's money and have your money as a plan B. This is how the game is played. So as I said, don't listen to sweet nothing from women. They will trick you out of your pocket.
I know a few women that I know a couple of women. Listen, brother, I know a couple of women.
It's just how the game is played.
No. Listen, I know a couple of women.
I'm gonna go deeper. Go on. I'm gonna go deeper. Go on.
I know a good couple of women that have dated broke men. Like I'm talking literally non-figuratively homeless men. And it all works out for them for some reason. Sometimes it doesn't, don't get it twisted, but it works out more time.
Where majority of these broke men, and you continuously hear women talk about these broke men putting on these broke men because they decide to take a chance and so-called man that they call broke, invite these men into their homes, get them pregnant on whatever these deadbeat dads. What are we talking about? Cause bro, you have to understand how the game's been played, right? Even if you're in a relationship or you get married, there's still this component of I'm the hunter and you're trying to get my resources and you hand over the best thing that you've got to bargain with that I want so much is your sweet, succulent, viscous inside. It's not so much your love. What are we talking about?
I'll be real, bro.
And I'm breaking it, hold up. And I'm breaking it down to you, to the realist. Because this is what I'm saying. I want you to think logically and not that pre-programmed bullshit that they've told us growing up, right? Because if you deep it this way, even if you're in a relationship or marriage, if you are not doing what you're supposed to do as a man, whether it comes to providing her with whatever she needs, she will go and get it elsewhere. And if she's not giving you vaginal access, you're going to get it elsewhere. Because guess what? If that's not the case, you guys should be together and just loving each other without no sex. Loving each other without no so-called provision. But we know how the game is played, and that's the prime level of the game. You provide, she gives you box for your provision. Even in a marriage, a relationship, this is how the game is played. Because guess what? Guess what? In a marriage now, if you're not providing for your wife, it's done. If she's not giving you bucks, it's done. We can love on each other for 40 years. What are we... It would be nice in a utopic world, bro.
Okay, I'll stay realistic.
I'm just saying.
It is important. Yeah. For us men.
Sex
is important. Yeah.
It's primordial instincts. It's a natural, it's the base instincts of what everything is right now. Everything is built, sold on sex, around sex.
Yeah. That is how they.
And women know how to use it, and us men are trying to fool ourselves that most women are being good or genuine or forthcoming with the information that they're providing us. The aim of the game is to fool the next person.
But I don't think everyone is on that, bro. And I'm not saying that's the case for
I'm not saying
but I'm
everyone,
saying in those scenarios,
rude.
but in those scenarios where I can verify for myself, I have tangible evidence and proof that they're not on that. That's the stuff I want.
I think the men need to take accountability
because a lot of guys don't know how to do that as well. That's where problems start as well. Men aren't really thinking about what consequences their actions are going to have later on down the line.
I had a mate. I looked off because he was complaining about this girl. He's sleeping with this girl. He's got a boyfriend. He's got this one in this country. He's got a one on the side chick. He's got a main chick. And I'm like, he's telling me not to trust my whoever. I'm like, no, you're creating the distrust yourself because you're doing this and you're seeing all these girls that you don't trust. Like if you just took a break and just went with one and focused on that, if you see a red flag, bang, gone, she's gone. Focused on that rather than going with all these different ones. You're creating a distrust in your own head.
That too.
No, I agree with that 100%. You're right. Like I think the fact that he was, going around and he was seeing all the bad in these other women that he shouldn't really be with to begin with.
Exactly.
He's gonna start reflecting those traits and those habits on everyone.
Everyone, exactly.
I think that's also that analogy can also be applied to a lot of different things as well. For example, how black people view themselves. Because of what's been perceived of us by the media, we're just gonna go and apply that to everything. Just a one size fits all.
Blood, you know what it is? Black people's problem is, obviously humanity's problem is that we don't know who we are and we don't know where we come from. So we don't know where the hell we're going. That's our biggest problem, and we're trying to work it out. You understand? So this is why we ain't got really no set rules of how to be and how to really govern and how to really... You understand where we're coming from?
Yeah.
So this is why at the moment we got the pyramid where who's at the top, and then we have the workers, and the workers delegate more work for the other workers, and the people at the bottom. We need all of this. You understand? At the moment, from what I can see, like, this is how the structure works. Obviously, yes, we
the
can
wheels don't
agree.
move if that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, the wheels don't move if this pyramid scheme doesn't happen.
You understand? But to me, most people need to find out their part in that cog, and stop trying to be entitled or stop trying to think your value is more than it is. You understand?
But know that you can move from that, but don't have that entitlement. You know?
You understand? Because let's be honest, most people will never be rich. Majority of people, for a fact, on the planet will never be rich, never come close to it. You understand? You can attain for it, and guess what? Some men just happy just working a 9 to 5. Some men are just literally happy working at Tesco's and McD's, that they got some money coming in and they're living a decent life. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
All right? But that's not good enough for some women. You get me?
They're all aiming for the same 1%, but...
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. There's nothing wrong with having your standards high. But as long as you can also match those same standards.
Exactly.
That too.
Why am I going to be aiming for an 8 or a 9 when I know I'm a 5? You feel? I'm going to be aiming for a 6 or a 4. Keep it within a reasonable, realistic range. That's what the issue is.
I think that's where having a good father role comes involved. You're telling your daughter, this is, you know, if you're giving her as a father what she needs, that's what she needs. Not going off of what she thinks she needs, all this material stuff. If her dad is a good role model, that's what she needs. You know?
No, I agree. You get me? Because you ready for the next video? Yeah, this is the last one. You get me? Because I want to mash this up quick. Yeah, that was a nice little chat up there. I can't even lie. Nice. Are you just turning it up? Okay.
Safe level.
Going home for Christmas, seeing a lot of people in the matching pajamas, and I was like...
You wanted your matching pajamas?
I wanted, yeah, so hopefully our next session we'll have matching pajamas.
Oh,
I didn't want to do it too soon in the
Oh, you gotta put that in the memo next time.
Do you plan on expanding your cuddling business?
Why, you trying to become one?
No.
A lot of people are touched with pride. That's what really trying to make me want to do it in the first place, because, you know, I just want to connect with people. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. Lord, this wasn't included in my fixed income, but it was worth it.
Yeah, thanks so much. You know, sure, you know, you give me 5 stars on the website, you know.
Gotcha.
Think I'm giving away this third leg I've been blessed with from the universe and the stars for free? Absolutely not.
All right, that was something, yeah. Jesus. Okay, where do I sign for this? No, by the way, guys, for the production.
I just have to cuddle you and I get 7 bills? Just a cuddle?
That's decent.
But no. Expanding your business.
Pictures of myself, post it online and sell it for Cuddles.
Speak on the mic.
If I go out of my way and make a business out of cuddling, man can sit down in a bed, laying down with some next gal and make 7 bills.
Hey, bro, soft boy era. Oh, no about soft boy era.
That's, yo.
Oh, I never hear about soft boy era that's running the place.
Yo.
I've never seen that in my life. People are getting paid to cuddle, like.
But it's a mad thing.
That's mad.
So people, as I said, from the first video I played, where the female is acting over entitled, irrational, and to me, I don't know what other people might think. Maybe other people might think it's cheap. Maybe other people might think it's overkill. You hit me, but to me, what that man did for his girlfriend, his so-called woman on Valentine's Day, I don't see a lot of people doing. You understand? And
the question is, what did she do, bro? What did she do? Like, honestly, what did she put to the table? Did she bring some gift to him? Like, it's entitlement.
The only thing that she can bring
is the box.
Yeah. Because, like, deep it, like, you notice, I don't know, maybe she already gave him a gift. I don't know, right? No. But we didn't see nothing of such, right? And then we move on to the women that under Pop the Balloon show, 40 and above, up to range up to 52. You understand? Okay, entitled, nothing's good enough for you. I get that. Fine, you have to be attracted to the person that you're seeing. I don't really believe that, but it is what it is. You understand where I'm coming from, right? And then now we go into paying 700 for cuddles.
Going back to that first video, sorry. There's also a thing where people...
You don't see the pattern?
There's also a thing where people self-sabotage as well.
Yeah.
So she could be self-sabotaging because she doesn't want to be happy. She doesn't believe she's entitled to be happy as well.
Nah, she got... Nah.
We don't...
Daddy, I'll tell you what it is. And I'll try to be as truthful.
That's something I've experienced like with friends.
She got other man blowing her up, and probably another dude blowing out her back. That's over entitlement. Because if you got a dude treating you this good, right? Unless you got options, and these options can preferably do more for you, or one of them had something more even planned for you better than this. Yeah. Come on, you're gonna act up. There's no possible way that this man's supposed to be a dude and he took his time out and did all this for you, and you're so entitled. Only reason you're so entitled, why? Hypergamous nature, you feel you can do better. You feel you missed out on a different opportunity for this. You get me?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Self-sabotage, yeah, I get it. But if you really deep it, bro, like, why would you need to self-sabotage? Just like, you could have even pretended. Like,
people do it to just stop themselves getting hurt in the future.
That too. I don't deny that. That too. I don't deny that at all, because I've seen that.
Yeah.
You get me? Where people like eliminate themselves first.
Yeah.
You understand? Before the other person eliminates them.
Yeah.
You get me? So if I meet you and two twos, you get me? And man looks good, and I'm going like, yo, baby girl, why go on? You move? Move for me, don't chat to me. I get it. You probably look a certain way. You probably think to yourself, oh, I'm not on his standard. He looks like a playboy, and I'm not trying to deal with that. I don't think I meet that. I'm not trying to go through that.
She planned it out already. What's going to happen? Yeah.
You understand where we're coming from?
She manifested it.
But you never know. It could have obviously.
You can manifest that stuff as well.
Obviously, I'm talking utopic at this moment. It could have turned out differently. But a lot of us do it. Sometimes we see a cute gal, and instead that we chat to it, we walk past it thinking all this shit in our head. Hit me, and then now the gal we say, "Oh man, they ain't got no confidence."
They don't move to us anymore. Yeah,
I agree with that somewhat, but you know, say I've asked gal, to try and move to man, innit? Yeah, move to that man. Let me see.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Bit of shaking, I don't even know what to do, and you're thinking, but go on though. Trust me, you'll feel 1% of what we feel.
Rejection.
I just kind of want the whole dating scene to flip on its head, where the high value, high quality men are scarcer than ever, and it's just making everyone. Sorry, I'm not saying it in a clear or concise way. Sorry, I want the whole dating scene to flip on its head, where men now have the control again, because now it's where women have the control, right?
Yeah.
from when you talk to her first, she has all the control. It all like weighs on her whether or not anything happens.
Yeah.
But for the 1% of for the 1% of high value males that.
Thank you.
Can I get some, please?
His face, bro, when you leave. No.
But the 1% of high value males that wants to go around just takes advantage of those women. The same way how the high quality women that all these men are chasing after are taking advantage of them.
Not a lot of them are even high quality, man. A lot of these girls are just painting a picture.
But people just overvalue themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, me. And again, now how can you tell a man that has literally watch how many girls turn him down when he's your age, them trying to get up there, trying to get them girls to fall in love with him and whatnot. He gets crushed, he gets so much rejection. You understand? Now he's built himself, and now he's literally in there and he's getting it. He's getting candy. And them old rappers are telling me now to come and what?
Yeah.
Are you Nah, that's moving mad. You cannot tell a hunter not to hunt, especially I've sharpened my skills now where I can literally go out, more or less close my eyes and catch food to eat. I'm nice. Everybody's fed. Yeah, bro. You understand? So as I'm saying, a lot of the women, right, they mess up from they're young, and then they reach their 30s, and they get into their 40s, and they still have that sense of entitlement, like somebody owes you something. You understand? And guess what? There's still going to be men, regardless if you call them simps or beta males or good men, whatever you want to call them. There's still going to be men throwing themselves at you. There's still going to be eligible, decent, real decent men that actually wants to take care of you and understands, our kids are of a certain age, so we don't really have to worry about kids. We got time for ourselves. Like, why is that not good enough? Like, I don't get it. And maybe some of them do give guys like these chances. I don't know. But why is guys like that not good enough, especially at this age? Like, cause this guy's trying to settle. Like,
I think it's because they, like I said before, they have a bunch of men just throwing themselves at them for the box.
No, they have a bunch of willies throwing themselves at them, not a bunch of men. And I'm talking eligible men for relationships. They've got a bunch of willies just being thrown at them.
And they now can't differentiate from the willies and the men.
Oh, they can. That's just part of their leverage. So when they get into any bullshit, you know how much man I can get? You know how much men still want me? Why would you talk like that if you're not still using these other men as leverage to control other men? Brother, you have to understand the level of manipulation goes so deep.
I feel like my best option as a young man is just to stay away from the whole day.
Nah, I'm not saying that. Your best option is to pick them up now, meanwhile they're young, and you still have to work on yourself. You cannot concentrate on the woman.
No. My concentration isn't gal or anything like that. I got my gal. I'm happy right now.
When that's not your main focus.
Okay, cool. He's right. That shouldn't be your main focus.
But a lot of guys his age will be like that, or even our age, they'll still be like that. That's their focus.
Yeah, that's true.
When it's not your main focus, trust me, you win.
My main focus is just building my portfolio and getting money. Like, I'm just trying to get to the point where I have enough money to sit on my ass and do fuck all day. That's all I want to do. I don't want to be doing no madness, do no mad 9 to 5, this and that. Put a bunch of money down, earn interest on that, pay all my bills, fuck off. Literally, that's all I want to do. That's what I'm focusing on right now.
Yeah, but don't you think now that you're making all that money, and obviously I advocate for you doing so, don't you think now that's going to create a problem where your lady figure realise, this man has amassed a certain level of power now, you get me, he can command certain things. So don't you think that would start making her start freaking out a bit? Because, she would go into Delulu land and start thinking of some shit.
No. Me and my girl, in my scenario, Me and my partner stay very.
No, I'm not talking you in. I'm just talking in.
Like in general, like,
yeah.
For a brother that would be going through that, the only advice I'd give to him is, you're number one. Literally, just focus on yourself, bro. No one else matters.
Because the game is to bring back the attention onto them at all costs.
I know you love your family. I know you love your friends. But what comes first and foremost is you. Everything else comes after that. First and foremost of you. If you're religious, God, you, and then everyone else. Yeah. Just make sure you do what's right by you first. Yeah, whether that is putting some money down where you can't touch it, or moving the money to a place where you know it will gain money over time. Keep your business to yourself as well, by the way. Don't tell anyone or nothing. But put your money down safely, earn your money off of that, tell no one, amass your wealth quietly. If a woman comes into your life and knows about it, and you think she might be wanting to take advantage of that, cut her out, bro. Right? That's all I can really say.
Wow, you're going to be cutting out a lot of women.
Bro,
you're gonna keep
like you said, the end goal isn't the box, bro. For me, the end goal is getting the paper and being in a position where I can sit and do nothing. If someone comes to me, I can be like, yo,
sorry to tell you, man. I said don't focus on it, but the end goal is the box.
Not for me, bro. I don't really care about it like that.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's because you got a girl, man.
Not even because I got a girl.
Let me show you what it is. Let me show you what it is. You ain't got no children yet. And when you want to have children, where do you think you're going to go, even though you're rich and wealthy?
I don't really want children, bro. I'd rather just leave my lineage where it is right now. I'd rather this be the end of the family line. Because deep here, the world is already fucked, bro. There's no houses, there's no jobs, there's no money. What the fuck am I doing having children? Why am I going to bust out a kid when there's nothing available for me even? Deep that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I going to bust out a child when there's fuck all for me here? There's barely anything for me. What's going to be there
So
for
let
them?
me ask you a question then. If you're going to be so selfish and not to bust out a child, as you say,
no, busting out a child is a selfish act.
Then why you work to amass all these resources? Couldn't you leave these resources for somebody else that can actually and want to bring children into the world and raise them up to be maybe a productive member of society, maybe to be a criminal? I don't fucking know.
So
I understand.
You want me to bust out a child and give my money that I've worked hard for to them so they can then go ahead and bust out another child? And I hope that my child gives the money I've given to them. And then for them to bust out another child. It's just, no, bro, I'm not continuing the cycle. Fuck all that.
So you don't want kids?
I'll be honest, I don't want children. If it happens, If it happens, it happens. If my girl says to me tomorrow, I'm pregnant, we'll sort it out. I'm not gonna say
see what's mad? But you see, with that mindset, just imagine if half of the planet adopted that mindset.
We would be extinct, innit?
That's
You're
what's
looking
going
at
on.
the UK.
We are
genuinely
what we need to do right now. We're
and again, no. We need to stop all this narrative, but we're not overpopulated. Do you understand? And people keep making excuse because they don't want to put in work, blood. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because let me show you something. You see global warming that they're talking about, right?
That's hoax, isn't it, man?
You know how many, I think it was in the don't quote me on it, can't definitely remember. But you know the first edition of this was called Global Cooling, when they thought the world was going to burn up, scorch. Do you understand? And guess what? They realized that wasn't happening and it's not going to happen. So guess what? They had to adapt a different narrative that suit their perspective.
Let me just...
What? Global warming. It's still global cooling. It's still the same BS narrative they're pushing. You understand?
Let me just
so
clarify
just like the overpopulation, like UK for instance, it's not overpopulated. Like you can give everybody a piece of land in the UK and half of the UK would still remain. But these are the bullshit that they tell you. It's a scaremonger tactic.
Yeah.
You get me? It's just like, say, for instance, if this debt collector sends you a letter, right, and bailiff come to your house, realistically, bailiffs have no right to come into your house unless you let them in. You open your door, you let them in. You understand? Just like how if you get a certain letter appeared at your yard and it's like a debt collector letter, but the money appears in brackets, right? It doesn't actually mean you're mandatory to pay that money. You understand? If you now take yourself upon yourself and pay that money, yeah, you've willingly paid them that money. So they have legitimately scammed you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But we don't know about half of these things. We don't know about half of these things, so it's easy for game to be run.
100%.
Also, let me just clarify.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear
so
that.
to push the narrative, bro, I get that, but I got triggered by that.
Bro.
Like to hearing a young man getting scared by the narrative that's been pushed and saying you don't want no you is moving mad.
Wait. Rewind though. Let me just clarify quickly. Do you believe that global warming is real?
No, I don't. I don't.
My second question is why? Why?
That's a good question. And I just told you before.
So because a scientific paper can go back on itself and say it got some things incorrect, you don't believe that?
And
the very real
bro,
issue that you've seen
they're still put like, okay, for instance, apart from what they have shown you, and we know they're good at propaganda, and we both can agree, yes?
Obviously, it's
what have they shown you, or what have you seen for yourself that shows that like global warming is happening right now?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the sea level rising over my mother's lifetime and my lifetime too. Some cities I know in Jamaica that have been flooded permanently due to the sea levels rising. The Arctic ice in both Greenland and Antarctica slowly going down over a few hundreds of years. There's a lot of tangible evidence here as well. And don't forget, pollution also does have a role to play. And you're saying to me, like, in all seriousness, you don't believe that the very, very...
throughout all civilization, sea levels have always risen and dropped. I'm just saying.
But they don't compound.
No, I'm just saying. Throughout the whole of civilization,
but they don't compound.
You do know sea levels have always risen and dropped.
They rise and drop over the year.
I'm just saying. Just like, for instance, the first time I came to England, right, and I went to like Western Supermare, I did not know anything about tides coming in and tides coming out, but I'll let you continue the conversation because the mic's over there and you see what you're saying.
The camera's on you. You say how they used to rise and drop all the time. Yes, winters and summers happen. It gets hot. Oh, ice melts a little bit. It gets cold. It freezes up. But because we're now constantly pumping a lot of things into the atmosphere, which now lets us retain more heat than we're supposed to, it's hotter when it's hot. So more ice gets melted. But the colds haven't changed. It's not colder when it's cold. So guess what? Because it's now hotter when it's hot, it's not the usual hot where it melts and then can get that back when it's cold. No, it's hot, so it melts more ice. The ice that now refreezes is not the same amount of ice that got melted. And that happens again. More ice is melted. The ice that's refrozen is not the same amount that was remelted, bro.
And again, and I'm going to tell you.
It's only started happening over the past
I'm going to tell you the information that you got is from them, the same people that we claim say we don't believe. That 100%. Keeps like. So this is what I'm saying. You see. Now hold up. And I was talking to my friend Pick Me about this, right? People use bullshit information to bolster their arguments when they have no factual argument for themselves. They use other people's arguments, other people's so-called evidence.
Yeah.
You get me?
Okay, let me get some facts.
But guess what? But just a while ago, we was talking about, you see the position black people are in and what black people do and the powers that be and...
It's the same powers that be that push this narrative,
So this is what I'm saying. You understand? Were you there? Were you there?
I was there.
Brother, was you there? Did you see it?
Me and my nan were driving past a seaside
Have you ran tests?
Bro.
Have I ran tests? Like, it's real.
We have people qualified to do that.
No, because it's the same thing I was in my kitchen talking to Femi about the other day, right? Because me and him had a very good argument. And it's like, you know what, Fem? I would love to continue this conversation with you, but there's going to be some level of bias. And the reason being, I have to accept what a lot of people claim say is factual evidence, especially by scientists, because guess what? I don't have a damn clue what they're talking about, but they're the professionals. They say this, and this is how it goes. Do you understand? You just and obviously you do have some level of understanding where you kind of break it down yourself. But what are we talking about? But then we'll go back against these same powers that provide us the evidence. You get me? And then we'll go back against them and be like, that's bullshit because it doesn't suit or fit our narrative at this point. You understand? This is how conversation goes. So if you're going to push something as dangerous as that narrative as global warming, bro, you physically have to come and show me. You have to show me. You can't be going on your phone and telling me this. You have to show me. Compile some evidence and come to me. Huh?
I've got documentation and evidence right here.
From where? Did you do it yourself?
Did you do your evidence yourself to prove that it doesn't exist?
Huh?
My rebuttal.
Bro, that's your argument.
No,
you're the one saying global warming exists.
Bro,
you
you're
understand?
also arguing that global warming doesn't exist and I don't have evidence. Where's your evidence that it doesn't exist is my question.
But no, you see, you can't come rebuttal me with that dumbass question when you bring up the topic in the first place. Do you understand?
No, listen.
This is what I'm telling you, bro. You're losing an argument that you're fighting makes no sense.
I'm not fighting an argument.
Because let me show you what's happening. You're fighting their argument.
I'm not fighting
and this is what I'm trying to show you. No, you're fighting their argument because you're coming up with a topic that you're not fully educated on and I'm not fully educated on.
That's my point.
So this is what I'm saying. You're fighting their argument.
Then how can you prove that they're wrong is my question. If we're both not fully versed on it to talk
doesn't he understand this?
No, listen. If we're not fully versed enough to talk on it, right? How can you prove to me it doesn't exist?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Go on.
You and I can probably talk a lot about gal, innit? As I'm saying, stop being biased. You and I can talk a lot about gal because we've done it all night. So now you can't go back and say you don't know nothing because you've said a lot about gal tonight, and we've agreed. So you can't say you. So stop the bias. You see, you have to. You see how arguments run.
But how
you see how people bringing their bias now.
Wait, Elias, why are you switching the topic of the conversation?
No, because I'm trying to show you. You and I can talk on that and go back and forth because we're more or less well versed in it. Do you understand?
That's something we can fully understand. Yes.
And this is what I'm trying to show you. This is not our topic. This is their topic. They're speaking through you coming at me. You understand? And I'm telling you, we are not well versed in that topic to take up their argument.
Okay.
But you're not getting
my
it. But you still want to push their
barring
argument.
Anything they're saying.
Because this podcast is not about their argument.
Elias.
This podcast is not about their argument. But you can't understand a simple fact. You're pushing their argument.
Barring anything they're saying then, can you prove to me global warming does not exist right now? And with tangible evidence that I cannot dispute, can you prove that to me right now? That's all. Barring anything they've said to me. I'm not bringing anything that they've said to the table. Can you right now prove to me that global warming does not exist? Because I can prove to you that it does exist right now.
And I'm going to prove it to you that I cannot prove it to you. Because the fact of the matter is, I told you I don't believe. And if you know what believe is a doubt. You understand?
So you're basing that off of a feeling?
Huh?
You're basing your...
No, bro, you're basing this whole argument on feelings.
No,
because you asked me. You're basing it on their fact. It's not your fact. Is it your fact? And I keep asking, is it your fact? What research have you done?
Bro, okay.
What research have you done? No. We can talk about Pom Pom, right? Because you've been up in Pom Pom. I've been up in Pom Pom. We've done the research. Hold up. No, stop that. Because you're killing me now. We directly can talk about Pom Pom because we've been there and done it. You understand? We've got the T-shirt. How are you telling me about global warming and next information that a next man has provided you? And you're coming at me telling me it's factual.
Because you have not provided evidence that it's not factual. You haven't provided.
But it's not your the fact of the matter is it's not your evidence.
It doesn't matter if it's not my evidence. It's evidence.
And what did I say a while ago? You're coming at me with their topic that I'm not versed in and you're not versed in. So where are we going with this? But you're so hell-bent in trying to prove something for them that you cannot let it go. And again, my podcast is not based around global warming. And I've been trying to direct you, let's go in a different direction and not talk about that. But you keep pushing the narrative like you cannot let it go. Now, can you let go of the topic of global warming? And maybe we can discuss it after the podcast or on the next podcast.
It's because you said you didn't
believe
in it, bro.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm with you. I get what you're saying.
Bro.
We'll continue this after the podcast. We'll continue this after.
Because your argument.
Listen, Elias, you said you don't want to continue this, innit? You don't want to go on about this. So I'm going to drop it now. I'm going to drop it here. We'll continue this after the podcast. I just wanted to clarify whether or not you believe it does or it doesn't exist, yeah? We'll finish this after, don't worry.
We'll talk about that after, because I'm telling you, it's a biased argument.
Like I said, leave it here.
Because I don't have. There's no. I can't look at somebody else's
Exactly.
facts and say, yeah,
Bro, like I said,
the ozone layer
Anyway.
is closing or opening. or whatever.
Anyway, let's chat about it after. Because I don't know how that went sideways because a man choose to fail to not understand or read the dynamics of the room and what the shit is about. It was like you had to get me to go there to pull you back so you could understand because you kept pushing like the need to be right.
Bro, like I
this
said,
need to be right is crazy for people.
It's not a need to be right.
And guess
like
what? I
said,
even
bro, I'm trying to push it
conceded.
off.
Yeah,
That the man didn't even see a like this is what I'm trying to show you, youngster. As a big man, I'm trying to show you certain things. But guess what? If you kept quiet and really kind of be like, you know what, man, I conceded a long time ago, but you couldn't see that. And I'm telling you, bro, we are not well versed in it. So this is a topic we talk about next time. But you kept pushing it. I'm like, it's just little simple things like that.
Next podcast, the global warming. Right? That's a great idea, actually.
Like, and I'm just saying, my perception as men, we shouldn't have got to that level. Do you understand where I'm coming from? We should have never got to that level of discourse. We should have still be like this. And then you should have understand where I'm coming from. And then we just diverted. You understand where I'm coming from? Like, it's just certain little simple things. Obviously, you might have a different perception of how a man should be. You understand? But yeah, man, that's crazy right there, man. Bringing the next man's argument to me. But yes, people, we've literally come to the end of the show. Anybody got any final thoughts? Any Instagrams, social medias you need to give out? Because I know, like, you're a personal trainer, right?
Yeah,
Danny?
Mine's Mind and Body PT.
Mind and Body
yeah,
PT.
mind.body.pt.
Mine's Shaz the Artist. So tap in with me for any new music and new videos on all platforms, yeah?
Yeah, man, I definitely need to do a tune with you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, I went to do a performance the other day, and I'm gonna blame some of the equipment. You get me? I forgot some of my bars.
Oh, is
it? Yeah, blood. Because outside I was like, I hope I don't forget no bars. And I went and forgot 2 bars. I was like, no, but I kept it moving though. So it was good. You get me? Last thoughts, any final thoughts?
Men, if you have the bag, don't go for gal. Focus on yourself. That's it.
I agree.
It's treacherous now.
Yes, people. You know what time it is? It's obviously, you get me, you've kind of see how the dating landscape is going. And sometimes in my head, I think, you know what, maybe this is the way the world's supposed to be. You understand? And, you know, I think the universe is based on balance. So, you know, obviously a lot of shit will inevitably, I think, correct itself. You know, obviously with the help of what's going on. You understand where I'm coming from? So, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, men, I get it. You're not going to stop chasing vagina. And we're simps by nature. You get me? Some of us just know how to cover it better than some. You get me? So I'm just saying, move closely. Like, choose a decent woman who you want to be a baby mom. A woman that would allow you to have an input in your child's life. You get me? Because we know relationships nowadays days is short. They're not as long-term, even though you can strive for a long-term relationship. You get me? So if you know, so you got 4 to 5 years to put in, make sure you impact that child as much as you can. You get me?
I'll say something for women. Women, get your own as well. Stop always having this entitlement that men need to provide this and that for you. Because if you can't provide it for yourself, you should not be expecting it from no man. But that's just me and my view. But yeah.
I let that one slide.
What do you mean?
I let that one slide. The independent mindset. Oh God, it's killing us. It's killing us. I let it slide.
He's trying his hardest not to go off on one. That's why.
No, say it. Talk your shit, man.
Nah, the podcast done. I have to leave it for another time when you're here.
2-3 hours, though.
I'm coming back, man. Don't worry.
No, because if we do, we're gonna go on for another hour shot. So I'm telling you, we need to cut this down.
What, you think women shouldn't have their own? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not. Shouldn't have their own.
We agree.
It's the whole independent mindset that goes with it.
Yeah, but not everyone has that independent mindset with it, though. Some women can still get their own and still be submissive. Maybe you just ain't met that woman yet.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
You're just basing it off of what you've experienced.
I'm basing it off what I've experienced and other men have experienced.
Okay.
So it's very much difficult to say I've got a limited pool of information. Do you understand? And when a lot of men talk about the same things, how combative their women are because the women think they're smart or they think they're more educated or they think they earn more money so they deserve more, then you can't just be you hearing that same story.
Yeah, but there's definitely women that got their own that. Well, for me, I can say that for myself, innit? I can be submissive. I can, you know what I mean? I'm not always combative. So
no, I'm just saying some people don't know how to deal with a level of power in it. Yeah, because as we said, money's the new level of power. It's not physical force anymore. You get me? This society has got physical force on their side to enforce physicality on the men to act correctly. You understand where I'm coming from? So money now is power for women. And if a woman don't need a man outside of sex and making cars work and light bills, you get me? They'll pay for that if they have to. You get me? So, like, why would you need to listen to a man? Why would you theoretically need a man you're doing educated, doing well for yourself? And because if a man now come and tell you now, babes, you can't move like that. You know what most women gonna say, especially if they got their own, right? Like, come on. So you see how mad the game is. And I'm not saying all, because there's some women that are really sensible that knows the reason they're going out to get their own. You get me? It's so that, you know what, I can potentially, obviously, meet man and I actually have something to invest in, something to stand on, keep myself clean, nice, tidy, you get me, pay for my house.
We're living in a different time.
You get me? Yeah. But obviously, like, most gain money for the wrong reasons. You know, they don't gain money to bring to the household and we both can build and flourish or whatever. You get me? A lot of it hold it for plan B, for their plan B, innit?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
And that's it. That's my views of how it can be harmful. I'm not saying it's full, it is.
Yeah.
You get me? Because, as I said, most people, like he said earlier, he wants somebody that's on a level that he can communicate with, that stimulates his mind.
Yeah.
You get me? You get me? And that type of stuff, ideas. You get me? But some men now, on the other hand, it's like they just choose any woman because they may be letting it off, so now they're going to complain about, my woman's combative, my woman's... But you knew this.
Furthermore, you didn't like the kid.
Yeah. You understand that because it's not working out for you now, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
So we're just in a victim society, and I'm just saying, you get me, I don't care about the adults, I genuinely don't. It's
they already know
it's
what
just
they're
the
doing.
bullshit that we're leaving behind for the
Kids,
the youngers to deal with when we can set them on a better platform, a better foundation. That's all I'm saying.
My only question would be to anyone that's just now come to this epiphany now at your age group, why would you not have set this back in motion from when the seed was planted?
You know what?
The tree has grown up to the point where you can't really bend it as easy anymore. It's not as malleable before.
It's ivy now.
It's just very
grown up.
straight. How are you gonna bend the tree now that it's grown up? Are you just gonna tell the tree, "Hey, your saplings, try bend them"? But the tree that's now straight only knows how to make straight saplings. It can't bend it because you haven't made it bendy. You feel? So because you haven't instilled the things that you want to instill in the next gen, how would you expect that to happen with the next gen?
Yeah,
that's my only question.
Listen, the only how that can happen, because as I said, we got these platforms for a reason, right? And we hope people are listening. You understand?
It's by subscribing to the channel.
Oh yeah, people, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good
This
stuff.
is the only way, guys, to make the future
and basically, it's for the parents to put in that level of work. You understand?
If they're aware.
No, they are aware, because if a lot of parents want to come in conversations and say, the school systems don't work, it's bullshit, it's all this type of trash, then why aren't you doing enough to help homeschool your child to a level that you think is helpful to your child? You get me? But then you leave the burden up for everybody else. You get me? But guess what? I get it. You're working. You're independent. You ain't got much time for your kid. You come home, you're tired. You give them some oven dinner. You let them go on social media. Hey, but then you still complain, even though you can do more. You're choosing not to do more. And this is the problem. You understand? So as I'm saying, when people listen to this, hopefully they get a wake-up call, whether they choose to act or not. That's up to them. You get me? But only thing we can do nowadays is just leave information online, and hopefully these younger lot growing up, by the time they hit their 20s, 25 or something, maybe you got a young you and you're thinking, oh, shit's not going good. Maybe you come across a Silent Business podcast, this one listening to us and think, oh, you know what? It's got some gems there. Maybe you come across somebody else's podcast or somebody else's short and think, you know what? I never really worked it out like that, you know. So only thing that we can do at the moment to influence is just keep dropping these gems, keep educating each other. You get me? So that's why even if you got a brethren and you see your brethren moving mad, maybe you can't convince him to change his ways, but you can give him that information. Nah, as I'm saying, maybe you can't get him to change, but you can give him that information. And what you choose to do with it is on you now. But guess what? Sometimes I'm still going to be there to support you, but I won't go to a certain extent that I probably used to. You understand? I'm not going to let you just drown out here alone, because most people say, oh, just let them go anyway. I still keep an eye out. You get me? If I see you actually trying to help yourself, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can get a look at. But if I don't see you, then it is what it is. You're eventually going to fade out, innit? You understand? Like, yeah, bro. Like, we can't really help much people, but like, give them the information to help themselves, whether they choose to do it. That's them, because I said most parents know what the hell they're doing. I'm talking when it comes to the neglect of one's child.
That most parents should be competent enough to, you know, be entrusted to take care of a child.
You get me? Like, because like we're living in a society where it's like you can vote at a certain age, you can have sex at a certain age, but you're telling me we willingly allow people to get away with the neglect and the abuse of children because we're trying to say they're young and they're not cognitively functioning enough. Like, what are we talking about? But they got the right to vote and help change the direction of a country.
So you're making, essentially with that narrative, you're making a country of idiots.
That's what's been happening. Because as I said, if you ain't got a country that is educated enough or smart enough, or men with a certain type of mindset that, nah, this is too much, we can rebel, let's fight for something, whatever the case is, you just take it. You just take what's been, you get me? Because now you've been demoralized to a point where you can't fight back.
Here's a deeper
You only
question.
can use words now.
Listen, who benefits from a society that's docile and stupid? Who benefits? Because we know it's been happening. We know it's been blatantly happening in front of our eyes for the past, 200, 300 years now. But who benefits? The rich.
You can say that, but
if you don't teach children about the probability and odds, then more like it's a gamble. If you get a lot of casinos and other places putting their money into schools and the education system, they might just say, oh hey, don't put probability into the maths section, and then you have a generation of gamblers, and that makes more money for you. That's just one example, by the way, not the plethora of other examples there are, bro. It's mad. It's a rabbit hole that goes deep, but we're not going to jump down it today.
A lot of things, like they say, like gamblers or anything, people that go online, get likes, it's all instant gratification. That's all people live for now, is instant gratification. So they don't know the real beauty behind hard work and gratitude. It's instant, and that is why a lot of people are failing as well.
I agree.
And that starts from a young age, having games and getting that instant gratification.
Yeah, you're right. He's onto something, because it starts from very early. Because even nowadays we were getting programmed, but we never realized it.
Gives you that dopamine. Wow, I want to hit again. I want to hit again.
I think we just need to start educating our youth correctly, not educating them with the BS that's been fed to us by bad actors. And I'm talking actual BS where you can tell it's shit. Like, bro, you're telling me, if I don't know this one thing in this certain subject, I'm more susceptible to becoming depressed, or I'm more susceptible to doing this or having this type of addiction. That's crazy, bro. You're telling me missing a piece of information will have detrimental effects later on down the line. The new power is money, but it's also information. The age of information. It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time, which is why I kind of love the internet.
No, I agree.
Look,
Yeah,
at school, they don't teach you about breathing, which is the most important thing to live, for living, right? To live, you need to breathe and drink water, which is two of the things, and moral, be like human, so behave in society. They don't teach like comportamentals, characters of people. They let people like just be themselves. Which is a sign of freedom, but it's not as well at the same time, because you're not really gonna have people that are gonna fit in society at all. If you really wanna be yourself against 7 billion people, you're not gonna make it. So, yeah, it's a thing for the next podcast, maybe.
I like how you did that.
And subscribe.
I like how you did that. Yes, people, it's Silent Business. We've come to the end of the podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your grandma to tell your grandpappy to tell a dog sit by the fire and watch us. You get me?
I'm just a
yes,
messenger.
people.